Hello, hello, everyone. How are you? Where am I? I'm over here. How is everyone? Hope you guys are doing fine. Charmy, can you pin my message about where we're reading? But how are you, Yuri? I see you got first. Congratulations. What sticker do you want to place on the screen for being first? And also, who are we? Oh, Gray is already here as well, contributing to our challenge. Yoy boy, contributing to the challenge as well. I'm gonna be in trouble. And Charmy, hello, hello. What is that? A little bubble. And Ray, hello, hello. How are you? Yeah, today's a little bit of a spooky night. We are gonna read some spooky stories from a page called Milky Clear. They usually do submissions every year, and yeah, they collect spooky stories, make an art of it, and post it. One spooky story a day. So we're gonna read some of those. So also today might be a shorter stream than normal because yeah, whenever we do this, it's usually an hour and a half or 2 hours. But yeah, this is gonna be filled with a lot of spooky stories. What is that? There's a male chest bouncing. But let's head over to the campfire and just read through them. Also, after the stream, we will be going to the other side for a little bit of spicy. Let me know if you can hear the campfire in the background. Totally not spooky. Let me go to my corner while I read. Just realized I haven't set up the open yet. Ba, ba, ba. How did you contribute 4,000 or does it just compa? Why is it already 12,000? All right, all right. We have all the scuff. All right, let me show you the image for our first story. Our first story is gonna be called Schoolhead. Can you guess why? Is it it's called Schoolhead? Well, I'm gonna show you the picture. Look at that. This is the image for our story. So let's begin. Have you guys gotten when you went to school? Have you seen that basically the life models, the body models for anatomy? So it looks like this. It's the point of this story. So yeah, let us begin. You're scared? Don't be scared. It isn't that scary. Who redeemed a sticker? Right, what do you want to put on the screen? But yeah, teacher Trish introduces herself as a follower of my page. She's proudly on the older side. She's a former science high school teacher, but she's now retired and works as a mother of three. She used to work as a faculty for an old school in Metro Manila, but specifically says that she will not reveal the name of the school. Teacher Trish says that she wishes to share her story and why she ended up quitting her job. Ah, am I being the distraction for the scary? Her story revolves around the school's science laboratory, where she claims one of the most unique preserved specimens she ever seen is kept. The specimen she's referring to is a real human head that is split into four sections. It's split in the middle crosswise and lengthwise, so you can see the transverse and longitudinal sections. Teacher Trish goes into detail in describing just how unnerving the head is, saying that you can see perfectly the folds of the brain, the medulla, the thalamus, as well as the transverse section of the throat and spine. Says that it's extremely creepy, so much so that it's kept in the stockroom of the science laboratory. It is hidden under a tarp, tucked away so that the students don't easily get to see it. Teacher Trish recalls that she was there when the school received it as a donation many years ago. She doesn't remember much about the identity of the person who gave it to the school, aside from the fact that it was by an alumnus. Back then, the head was proudly displayed in a glass cabinet in the biology hallway. However, soon enough, students complained about how scary it was. Many stories and school legends began circulating about the head. Some said that it wasn't a real human head and was just made of silicon. Others claimed it was the head of a student who failed his exams. But to teacher Trish, the worst school legend that came out of it was that it was possessed by a spirit that could grant wishes. She hated that story in particular because the students with six senses of humor who began to pray to the head, revering it as some sort of deity. They would touch the glass and pray, asking for guidance before exams. Others soon followed suit, wiping their handkerchiefs on its glass, even so much as genuflecting in front of it as they passed into the hallway. As a religious woman, teacher Trish found it appalling that students would worship such a hideous thing. Even if it was just a joke, she could feel a sense of evil welling up from the blasphemy that students would commit. This led to the stowing of her head away in the science stockroom. It had already been years after her head was donated to them, and many batches of students had passed since the last time teacher Trish had heard of rumors about it. That is until one day, a week before final exams, talks about the wish granting head suddenly resurfaced amongst the student body. I suspect that the graduates spread the rumor to them again. Regardless of how this all returned in popularity, students started clamoring to see the head. Some want to make their wishes, saying that they would wish for the exams to be pushed to a later date or cancelled. Others wanted to wish for high scores, while others simply had a macabre interest in seeing the human head. Teacher Trish assured the student body that there were no such thing and that they should focus on their exams rather than being fixated on silly rumors. Oh, right, it's just Kuma without the other exclamation after. But on Friday of that week, Teacher Trish received a distressing phone call from the school's administration. The students were gathered in the science lab. They were from different grade levels. They said they found a head. Teacher Trish rushed down, see a large gathering of students pushing and piling on the school grounds in front of the laboratory. They were dancing and jumping in a ring formed around five tall students who held the glass box up over their heads. Other students gathered around them, clasping their hands on their heads down in prayer, while others twirled around white towels in the air as a celebration. On the feet of five students holding the head was a mountain of pencils and pens that were thrown into the ring as if to be blessed. Teacher Trish describes the whole scene as like the Jews when Moses went down from the mountains. Took the effort of the entire faculty and school security personnel to disperse the heretical gathering. And as if with a twist of irony, the school administration opted to suspend the finals exam the following week, as if granting the wishes of the students. Teacher Trish says that despite what happened, the school refused to dispose of the head, stating that it's a unique piece that could be brought out in the future when guests come to visit. In disgust, Teacher Trish resigned the following year. Says whatever happened to the head, where it is now, is none of her business. Who wouldn't be surprised it was still there, just sitting in the back of the shelves in a science stockroom. Oh, this story actually is not that scary. It's just there was a weird rumor that was believed by students about just a science model of a head. Yeah, it's a cultish behavior behind the head, but yeah, not totally scary. I thought we were gonna have some spirits or something. But yeah. So we started with a little tame. We'll see if we get scary stories moving forward. Let's see what is the next one. Ooh, this one. Can you guess what the title of this one would be? Look at that. It's an umbrella. Well, that's the That's the title of the thing. It's Umbrella. Reggie starts his story by recalling his humble beginnings with his mother. When I was a child, my mother and I were really poor. She was a market vendor, and I would sometimes help her out in the morning before school. Reggie says his mother was always a warm and kind woman who cared for him and got along well with her customers. They would call her Aling Barbara or Aling Barbs for short. It was a peaceful life despite their modest living. And Reg had plans to do well in school to one day get them out of poverty. One early morning, however, Aling Barbara and Reg were suddenly stranded in the market due to sudden downpour. I remember back then, I was so stupid. I cried because I got my uniform drenched and thought my teacher would scold me. Aling Barbara assured Reg that school would get cancelled anyway, so he shouldn't cry anymore. As they took shelter from the rain and nearby covered area of the wet market, Aling Barbara suddenly exclaimed when a lost umbrella suddenly came floating down the sky. They both watched as the blue umbrella gently fell and landed in the gutter across on where they were. Mom quickly nudged me and told me to grab the umbrella. Reggie gladly agreed and quickly ran to the heavy rain, but as Reggie got closer to the umbrella, he noticed something off about it. Not only did it have a small hole in it, but it had a broken spoke. Just looking at the state of it made Reggie hesitate to grab the umbrella, but his mother shouted and urged him to hurry and get it. In that second, Reggie took his eyes off the umbrella and looked back at his mom. While I wasn't looking, I suddenly felt a cold hand grab my arm. Reggie quickly turned his head but saw no one there. Oddly enough, though his hand was already gripping the umbrella, Reggie was taken aback for 1 second but chose to ignore the strange occurrence. He ran back to his mother, who excitedly held Reggie's hand, lifted the umbrella above her head, and started to walk home. Since that day, Aling and Barbara used the umbrella daily. She would often rest it over her shoulder as she sat and tended to her wares in the market. Over the days, Reggie noticed a change in the mother. Oh, did she get possessed by a spirit from the umbrella? Ever since she started using the umbrella, she began to get easily irritated. She'd often be testy with customers and the other vendors in the market. Moreover, Reggie says that his once loving and gentle mother started to shout at him more. She would often scold him for coming home from school late, even if it were just a few minutes. He'd start getting earfuls from her for making even the smallest of mistakes, like dropping his spoon while eating and forgetting to close the door to their house. All of these were mundane things, but Reggie notes that his mother was never that aggressive before. I really said to myself that it was like she got possessed. This went on for months, so with Aling Barbara's demeanor just getting nastier each day. Eventually, everyone who knew them in the market started to avoid them because of her. This went on for months. One afternoon, as Reggie was going to the market after school, he saw his mother in a verbal conflict with a customer. She was shouting so loud that a small crowd had gathered and formed a circle around him. Reggie pushed through the people to aid his mother. As soon as he made it to the front, he stopped to see something strange. Mom had an umbrella on her shoulder, but then I saw it. There was a long dark hair and an eye underneath it. Some of the hair was even over her head and her back. Aling Barbara was out of control, shouting profanities and swearing at the customers as some of her friends from the market watched in shock. It was then that Reggie built up the courage and jumped between Aling Barbara and the customer to calm them down. Reggie, despite his young age, managed to de-escalate the situation enough for a customer to leave without calling the authorities. Albeit she did leave Aling Barbara with some harsh words and obscene finger gesture of her own. Hello, Kim. How are you? That night, Reggie calls Aling Barbara continued to be in a foul mood, even scolded Reggie for intervening in the earlier confrontation. Her shouting meant little to Reggie, though as he had already planned out what to do. At around 3 a.m. in the morning, as his mother slept, young Reggie took the dilapidated umbrella and snuck out of their home, ran to a nearby small bridge over a creek and planned throwing the umbrella into the water. Cult leader sticker, alright, where do you want to put it? Up, down, left, or right? And also, Yuri, let me know what sticker you want so we can place it. In a swift motion, Reggie threw the umbrella as hard as he could. But as it flew off from his hand, it opened up, revealing dark strand of hair and two arms reaching out for him. The arms flayed around like the legs of an octopus, looking for something to cling to. Thankfully, Reggie was quick enough to weave his head back as he watched the entity fall into the water. I dodged as I screamed. I screamed so loud that the tanod keeping curfew heard me. Reggie said that he was reprimanded and escorted back to his house, where Aling Barbara was already awake and wordly waiting for him. She apologized to the tanod for the commotion that their son caused before leading Reggie back inside. Reggie said that he was waiting for intense scolding from his mother as they walked back inside their house, but was surprised when she hugged him instead. Aling Barbara did not attempt to ask why Reggie snuck out that morning. Instead, she just offered Reggie a cup of Milo and fried hot dog. Oh yeah, hot dogs with pandesal, which they enjoyed together at a small dining room table. Reggie says that since that day, his mother has returned to her usual ways of being approachable and kind to others. She never spoke about the months of her being ill-tempered and nasty, possibly because she was ashamed of it. Reggie says he is okay with his mother just choosing to ignore and forget that period in their lives. He knows it wasn't his mother's fault, however. What was at fault might still be floating around in a creek somewhere, stuck to the bottom of a blue umbrella. What the heck? It's an umbrella with an entity that possesses mother. I wonder if the mother knew what she was doing though. While she was. Does she remember being nasty all those years? Let's have the cult leader. Where is it? Up left. Let's make it peak. Up over here. But yeah, would you take that umbrella with the entity? You're gonna be nasty. Oh, yesterday's nobody gave a sticker for yesterday for a great suggestion, so we're just gonna put the Reaper again. Put the Reaper here at the top for that. You know, you're not fast. Do you want me to put your sticker? You want me to put the Sora sticker? All right. Next story. What is this? Why is it like this? I don't know what this word means. I'm gonna search, but yeah, this is the one for the next story. Look at it. I'm not sure why, but we will probably know why. What does mea culpa mean? Mea culpa. It means through my fault. Oh, through my fault. Let's see. The user submitted the following story did not provide a name. The user says he chose to be anonymous because his story involves his confession of crime that he committed. Oh, he regrets his action deeply. That he had been haunted by them ever since, but says that he cannot bear to face any punishment for them. And the user states he has no licensed profession, but he makes a living by taking up small construction jobs in the city. He has worked on many small jobs, such as building houses, repairing tiles, and doing small renovations. Other times, he manages to get hired by large construction sites that need workers. But as he has no license, his employment often illegal and under the table. Says that it is incredibly stressful, but he has to do it as he is the sole source of income for his family of four. Liu says that his exhausting and stressful struggles in his job are what led him to commit a despicable crime one fateful night. He says that after one particularly grueling shift, he decided to get drunk. He had the full attention of not just drinking a few bottles but really getting wasted with some of his co-workers. At a nearby beer house from a construction site, he recalls that he drank so much Red Horse, gin, and Tanduay that he had lost count. Soon enough, he was just about puking on the sidewalk and staggered to try and even stand. One of his friends, let's call him Peter, who was just as drunk as he was, offered to let him stay at his house for the night. Peter's house was only within walking distance, so he gladly accepted. But as they tried their best to walk home, they passed by the entrance of the local cemetery. I don't know what came over me. I was just so drunk that I suddenly took out my hammer and started to smash open the tombs. What the heck, dude? The user says Peter tried to stop him, but he was too scared to get close because of how wildly he was swinging his hammer. In his rampage, The user broke open the tombs, desecrated them out into the grass beside him. Peter also recounts to him that he even smashed open the apartments of the cemetery and pulled out the bones from within. Some even had deteriorating flesh still hanging from them. The whole place quickly smelled rancid with the rotting meat of the corpses. What the heck? Why did you do this? Even if you're drunk, why would you decide to smash tombs? The user shamefully admits that he remembers singing songs as he happily stomped on femurs and tibias, timing the cracks of the bones to the beats of his tunes. Peter was eventually able to calm the user down and take the hammer from him. The user recalls that Peter hurriedly told him to run as fast as possible to leave the scene. I sobered up the following morning at around 5, and that's when Peter told me what happened. The user says that he was so ashamed and remorseful of what he did that he couldn't even look Peter in the eye. He spent a good amount of that morning anxiously pacing and thinking of the fallout that would come for him. He feared that it was only a matter of time before reports would come of his crime and he would be arrested and leaving his family behind. I almost threw up from anxiety and shame. But then, as if answering his prayers, it began to rain hard. The town was suddenly hit with a massive typhoon that blacked out the skies, caused a massive flooding in all the areas. Soon enough, he was again set to spend the night at Peter's home since the roads had been flooded. They spent the afternoon watching local news and updates on the rain. And there they saw it. Just suddenly pop up in the news, it was reported on the news that the storm was so strong it broke open the tombs of the cemetery and the bones floated out. They watched as mourning families were interviewed the news, blaming the local city government for not taking care of the cemetery. Just like that, the heinous crime was quietly swept away by the storm. There were no consequences to be faced. There was no evidence that could tie him to whatever he did. And Peter, his only friend who witnessed him that night, vowed never to speak of it again as the memory of it all churned his stomach. That night, as the user slept in Peter's guest bed, he felt exhausted yet elated about his avoidance of any punishment. But as he dozed off, he suddenly heard the sound of waves splashing in his room, followed by Peter's screams. He was screaming, "Hey! Look what you did! The skulls are here!" The user looked in horror to see the room flooded with brackish water, twisting and swirling with an assortment of human skulls, long bones, and ribs. Along with the horrifying sight, he could swear that he heard teeth clattering and faint voices from the sum of the skulls. The user screamed in terror and started to apologize profusely to the dead, who seemed to beckon him into the flood waters. The user continued that their screaming eventually alerted their neighbors, who promptly called the barangay for help. Wading through the waters ongoing storm, people from the barangay and volunteers aided in cleaning up the bones that were found in the house. Barangay Tanad even apologized to the user and Peter told them about the flooded cemetery, how the bones must have floated all the way to them. User, not wanting to expose himself, simply nodded and accepted their apologies. To this day, User carries the guilt of his actions, knowing that what happened that night was no mere accident, and that it was the dead coming for their revenge on him after all. Peter's house was uphill from the cemetery. It's impossible that they just floated to us. Oh, the bones came for him. That's what you get for defiling their graves. Let us see the next one. Ooh, what is this? This is an interesting image. A very creepy image. Have you been liking the story so far? Nothing that scary yet, so we haven't gotten to any scary ones yet. So I'm used to reading the scary ones where I get chills after. This one is are not that scary. I like the umbrella one. Yeah, the possessed mother. This next one is called The Bone Collector. KG from Sarangani is a high school student and a member of the school's journalism club. He says that as a member, it is part of their activities to write relevant stories about their institution, and they have a fully published paper at least once every 4 months. Most stories they write revolve around student achievements, teacher spotlights, and school year updates from the student council. However, during their second issue for the academic year of 2023, they were given the freedom to write editorial about ghost stories and the mysterious occurrences around their campus. It was right on the time for October, so everyone in the club was excited. Much like any school, theirs had a fair share of horror stories. One in particular is that KG decided to investigate the forbidden staircase of the senior high school building. Why is there a forbidden staircase? Yeah, has your school had a horror story? In the Philippines, it's always that the school was built on top of an old cemetery. It's always the story of every school. I don't know why that story started. It's always that yeah. It's either your school was an old cemetery or was an old a place where an old asylum used to be. That those are the the things. All right, let's see. Where are we? Keiji says a particular staircase has been off limits even back when he was in elementary. As the story goes, multiple students and teachers have fallen down the steps, leading to serious injuries. In some accounts, they even said that one of the staff that fell down had to be taken to the hospital and died a week later. But of course, those were just parts of the stories. There was a teacher that broke their leg and bone came out. There was another kid who tumbled down and had their entire leg twisted. Sounds like a bad staircase, badly built staircase. Cage says the number of people who fell down the stairs varied depending on who he interviewed, but there were no less than four confirmed cases. Urban legend that spread throughout the campus was that there was a vengeful spirit of a student who died when his classmates pushed him down the stairs. To quell the unrest of the student body to prevent further accidents, the school installed a metal retractable gate that prevented entry to the stairs, and a lone rosary wrapped around the handrail. Much information that KG gathered was from second and third hand sources. That's why he knew that if he truly wanted to write a story, he needed to visit the site himself. It was difficult to get permission to go there because even the teachers believed that there was a ghost. But one night, I was. You know that there's a ghost, so why do you sneak at night? Are you. That's how you. That's how you die. It was difficult to get permission. Well, I read that already. During the school Foundation Day celebration, which lasted until the evening, he was able to sneak up the senior high school building and walk up to the forbidden area. He didn't plan on doing anything drastic, simply wanted a photo he could attach along with his editorial. That's why I was shocked when I looked and saw that the gate was open. Keiji stared down the dark, decrepit staircase and noted how old it was and how it smelled like cat feces. He continued by saying it was otherwise mundane and save for a white rosary hanging off the right hand railing. Ah, Lupe! Hello, hello! Keiji was somewhat relieved that the location was not as creepy as he thought it would be. However, confidence quickly faded because as he stood at the top of the stairs taking pictures with a digital camera, he suddenly saw something crawl out of the darkness and plop down onto the stairs. What the heck? A leg suddenly stretched onto the stairs. Taken aback by the disturbing scene, Kenji watched in horror as three more ghostly legs stretched from the left side of the stairs onto the steps. They moved uneasily and writhed in an inhuman manner. He recalls that the legs were visibly bruised, twisted, and dripping with dark fluids. He could even see the white of the bones popping out of the shin in one of them. Their toes squirmed around along the cracking of their ankles as if they're waiting for something. I got cold, kept myself from shouting. It was like they were waiting for me to go down steps and trip me. Frozen in fear, Kenji suddenly heard the sound of rattling from the lower steps below the metal handrails. Vibrated and echoed. Even the rosary in the handrail began to flail violently as dread filled the air. In a quick motion, Keiji let his instincts take over. He ran as fast as he could out of the building and back into the school fair. Keiji says that after his story was published, he was commended by his club moderator for concocting such a brilliant work of fiction. Keiji couldn't help but understand that no one would really believe his ghostly encounter. But he knew himself that what he had experienced more so, even though he was verbally reprimanded from trespassing into the forbidden staircase, he was also applauded for capturing the eerie and ominous photo for his editorial. Keiji says that sadly the ghost legs couldn't be seen in his photographs. Still, many of his classmates claimed to be able to see the shapes of the broken limbs amidst the grainy print of their school paper. That is creepy. But yeah, you shouldn't go there at night if you know there's a ghost. Go in the day. He wanted the full experience. Let us see the the picture for this one is a little bit creepy. Why is it like this? By the way, Charmy, have you read all of these already? Here is the next one. Look at it. It's called The Blood Mother. I don't know why it's called Blood Mother, but let us see. It was submitted by Delilah. Delilah's story begins in the year 1993 before she was born. Delilah's mother was a single parent and was 8 months pregnant with her when her mother and her ninangs went on a trip to Santa Catalina. The plan was to spend the night in Marge's, one of her ninang's house near Mojicap, and just a nice warm party. Being from San Pablo, it was a very far trip, but Delilah's mother was clearly taxed on their way there. San Pablo, Santo Catalina. Is this in Laguna? I'm not sure where this exact place is. They got there in the afternoon. They took a van, but even so, my mom was extremely out of breath. Her mother attempted to keep her spirits up for the party, but as the evening drew closer, it became apparent that something was wrong. By nightfall, Delilah's mother was set to have a premature birth. Without the aid of the midwife, without being able to go to the hospital, it was agreed that the birth would happen in Margie's home. It was exhausting effort from her mother and all her ninangs along with the yayas, even though they all had minimal knowledge of how to deliver a baby. They were successful. Delilah was delivered a month in advance of her due date on Margie's living room floor. She was frail, silent, had a weak heartbeat. Half an hour of being born, I died. Delilah's mother and her entire party of friends were understandably inconsolably crying, all except Ninang Marge, who offered an unconventional attempt at reviving Delilah. Delilah says that her Ninang is well known to be a strange character with certain interests in the occult. Nonetheless, she is financially blessed and was caring and close friend of her mother. And Ninang asked my mom if she was willing to try a ritual. What the heck? Desperate, wary, and possibly delusional at the time, Delilah's mother agreed. It was then that Ninang Marge quickly called for her maids to bring out the large metal basin to their backyard and to slaughter a pig, which she had bought that week for the party. They then proceeded to collect the pig's blood in a basin until it was near overflowing. Lila says that, as per her mother's story, Marge took Delilah's body, submerged it in a basin for a good minute or so as the rest of her friends stood by in disgust and shock. Her mother recalls that Marge began to murmur the words under her breath as the air got colder, so accompanied by the sound of wild animals from nearby wooded areas suddenly getting restless and fleeing. She's a witch. Only a few moments into her macabre performance, bubbles come floating to the surface of the basin of blood, followed by Delilah's first cries of life. That's the story of how I was born, but this is my real story. Delilah continues that ever since she can remember, every year on her birthday, her mother would prepare a tub of blood for her to bathe with. What? Mom would put it in a bucket and she would bathe me with a dipper. There was times when she was young that Ninang March would even visit her on her birthday. She'd be the one to bathe her. Whenever she did, Delilah would always recall her Ninang saying something like, "Don't forget who you belong to." Delilah said that as a child, she never thought of anything of it. In fact, she believed that it was something that everyone does on their birthday. It wasn't until her high school years when her friends found out about it that she first felt embarrassed about her morbid ritual. Shamed by her peers on her 16th birthday, Delilah pleaded to her mother to stop bathing her in blood and told her it was gross and upsetting. Her mother, on the other hand, argued that it was for a long and a healthy life. On the night of her 16th birthday, Delilah decided not to come home. She told her mother through text that she would spend the night with some friends at a sleepover party without telling her the address. That night, Delilah recalls herself immediately feeling out of sorts during their celebration. I thought it was just something that I ate, but I got incredibly weak. I just felt heavy and as I was withering. Lila recalls her friends panicking as she lay motionless on the floor. Her skin turned pale and her muscles appeared dehydrated of all fluids. After some bickering and screaming, one of her friends, Susie, took Delilah's phone and decided to call her mother for help. Took no less than 10 minutes before Delilah's mother came bursting out the door with a bucket of animal blood and dumped it directly on her daughter. Blood spattered all over the floor, on the furniture, even on Delilah's friends. But as soon as she was drenched, Delilah says it was as if she was jolted awake and revitalized. Delilah says that after that evening, she dropped out of school and never met with her friends again out of embarrassment. I couldn't handle it. I even begged my mom for us to move houses. Now, at age 30, Delilah says that her mother had already tragically passed away at a young age. Even so, she continues to bath in animal blood on each of her birthdays. She had been instructed. Says that when she does, she feels the presence of her mother reminding her that it is for a long and healthy life. But Delilah knows better. I already know. My life was sold a long time ago. What the heck? That is a creep. How would you live like that? Every year you bathe in animal blood just to live. If ever this story is true, would you do it? What in the occult thing happened there? What happened to her? Let us see. What is next? Oh, I have more Milky Clear stories, but this one is from 2001. So we have a lot, but let's see. Look at this. This story is called Chop Chop. Let me just drink some water. Yeah, that last story was really a bit creepy. Charmy, stay here with me. I'm getting creeped out. I'm a scaredy cat and I decide to read stories alone at night. I have no idea why I did this to myself. Charmy's getting colder. I don't know why. Come down here. All right, let's read the next story. It's called Chop Chop. When I was 14, I found out the cut up course in the alley near our house. The pieces weren't even wrapped, it was just thrown on top of the trash. What year was this? Frank said an event scarred him deeply as a young child. As his parents weren't home at the time, he had to be the one to call the police and as well and talk to them all alone. Yeah, that is years of therapy. The body was that of a man around 35 years old. He was cut up in 6 pieces: torso, 2 arms, 2 legs, and with a head missing. After a week-long investigation, the police determined the victim came from Novaliches and was driven miles after being discarded near Frank's home. No suspects were ever identified. Frank says that to this day, the case remains open. These events shook their barangay, but none more affected the 14-year-old Frank at that time. The weeks that followed his discovery of the corpse, Frank started seeing visions of victim limbs in his home. Yeah, that is trauma. So one time I saw the arm in a toilet, another time I saw a leg in the kitchen sink. There was even one night when I wanted to get a drink of water, but I saw the torso in our fridge. Frank said he had to go through therapy as a kid and try to cope with his trauma. But did not help. He would often see mutilated body parts scattered around. It was the one night when Frank started to think it was not all just manifestation of his trauma. One time I saw all the pieces were together except for the head. Standing in my room, I gestured to its neck. And this was the time I thought the victim was haunting me. He was asking me to find his missing head. As a kid, Frank did not know what to do. The police could not find the head. He did not have the means or knowledge to look for it himself. It wasn't like in the movie. Frank could do nothing but endure to strengthen his faith, eventually start to get better coping with his trauma. As he aged, though he would still see the limbs manifesting from time to time. It was, however, at age of 17 when Frank's haunting became more concerning. One day, Frank was hit by a sudden seizure as he slept. His family came to his aid and got him to stabilize before bringing him to a clinic. Frank recalls that before seizures, he had a nightmare of the corpse pinning him down, removing his head with his bare hands. Adding to his horror was disturbing red mark and bruises suddenly appeared around Frank's neck while they were at the clinic. What the heck? I think my family were not leaving me any chance, anything to chance back then. They had me stay with my aunt while they were looked for a new house. We moved out the same month. Francis, now age of 25, no longer sees a chopped up corpse that once haunted him as a child. Still thinks of what might have happened if they stayed in their old home. He's still terrified at the thought of the corpse would have been able to find a head one way or another. What the heck? Good thing they moved. But yeah, so it was not his trauma. It was a ghost. What the heck? Let's see. This next one. This next one is called Arsonist. So probably fire related. Alright. The user shares the story of a violent apparition that still haunts his home in Bulacan. He says that he has lived in his two-story home with his girlfriend for only about 5 months now, but is already realizing why he was able to buy it at such an affordable price. The hunting started on the first month of their stay when he heard movement from the ground floor one night in his investigation. He found no one downstairs but noticed a strong odor of smoke and fire. He and his girlfriend quickly evacuated their home. Came back minutes later, they found no trace of fire and the odor suddenly disappearing. A few nights later, their home was again filled with smell of smoke, but this time accompanied by a pungent smell of burnt meat. Still, the user found no signs of fire in their house. I called an electrician the following day. I had him check the house wiring because there might have been just short circuit. Also asked my neighbors if they were having a bonfire early morning, but they said no. Following weeks, the smell would come back, but would now almost immediately disappear when the user would wake up and investigate. Said that at one point, he even found ash in the middle of the living room with no clear origin. As the weeks passed, the hauntings would manifest in other ways. One time we smelled scent of gas. My girlfriend and I even fought about who left the stove open that time. Then one time we found a spoon inside a microwave, which led to another fight. The time when we realized there must have been spirit among us, one night we woke up, there was a lit candle in the middle of our living room. What the heck, a ghost arsonist? Final haunting user calls when his girlfriend spent the night at her parents' home, leaving the user alone. He woke up the early mornings, someone standing in front of the kitchen sink. That time, user thought his girlfriend unexpectedly came home and was having a midnight snack. I screamed when I saw its face. It had almost no skin, whole body was burnt, and it was holding a matchstick that was trying to light up. What the heck? The user ran outside his home and went to stay at the nearby friend's house. The user continues that after his own investigation, he found out that his home was built on a site where a small house burnt down in the past, killing its only resident. The user has since had his home blessed by a priest and says that hauntings have lessened ever since. Yet he still purchased a fire extinguisher and switched on an electric stove just in case. What the heck? That is a creepy entity. What the heck is this? Oh wait, I remember these. These are the slimes with the body parts in them. Look at that. There was a toy, I think it was in the 90s, that had little plastic or rubber body parts in them. And it's like a slime. It's called Fetus. Let's see. In late 90s, early 2000s, a hot new toy was gaining popularity among children. It was a gooey and cold slime that sold inside plastic canisters. Each slime was a random jelly human organ. Yeah, I remember that. Do you remember that? It ranged from an eyeball, a pair of lips, a nose, and even an ear. This toy was morbidly called a fetus. Alex's grade school days, she recalls all the kids would have their own fetus. You had lots of those. I remember we left some in the sun and it no longer forms. It became like water. Alice grade school days, she calls all the kids would have their own fetus. Some were content with just ones with, while the ones with who got into it the most would try to complete the entire set with two eyes, two ears, one nose, and one mouth. During those days, you were considered a legend if you completed the whole face because it was extremely hard to get a left ear. He even thought that there was no such thing. But Alex remembers that there was one kid who was able to just do just that. His name was Vincent. He became a talk of the year level as the one who have completed fetus. Vincent was so proud of his fetus that he would carry it to school every day to show it off. He kept it close to his person all the time. Some students even claimed to see Vincent feeding it snacks during what the heck. Weeks passed and trends soon died out. Children moved on to the next new fad. Vincent, however, did not seem to grow tired of his fetus. Even came to the point Vincent would be mocked for still playing with it. One day, as all the other kids went to the canteen to buy recess, Vincent stayed in the empty classroom with his fetus in hand. Alex recalls Vincent acted a bit strange, but paid no mind to it. When recess ended, we were on our way back. We took a pic of Vincent in the room. We were holding back our laughter when we saw him talking to the fetus. We thought he's lost his mind, but when we heard another voice from inside, what the heck? Alex recalled the voice was inhuman. Sounded much like nails to a chalkboard. She and her classmates looked in horror and concern the fetus in Vince's hand as it screeched in an indiscernible language. Only words he could make out was a curse word that children their age were shocked to hear. Now that I think about it, seems kind of cool, but during that time, there was this unexplainable fear in us. Couldn't approach Vincent, so we just told the teacher. From what they learned from the teacher, Vincent's mother had to throw the fetus away even though she never heard it speak. His mother said it was for her own good, as Vincent had not been eating or sleeping well since having the fetus. Now, as adults, Vincent claims that he does not recall the event, nor does he remember ever owning a complete fetus, though everyone else at Old has says, what the heck? Did the thing get possessed? It was speaking to him. Oh, look, I think this was it. This was at Charmy. Wait, I have a. There's a picture in the comments. This it came in these canisters, and yeah, it's just slime, and there are rubber parts in it. Yeah, like the one in the story. It says eyeballs, nose, lips, ears. Yeah, and it's just slime that kids play with. Did you collect one, Charmy? Did you talk to your feet? They're like 2 inches tall. This is what the slime that we played with before the the slime craze happened a few years back. These were really slimy, unlike the the slime that you can create. And I don't know, for some reason it's always cold. All right, let's see. Ooh, it looks like another one of those anatomy dolls. Another story about an anatomy doll. There we go. And the anime that I remember whenever I see an anatomy doll is the anime. If anyone knows, it's Yamato Nadeshiko. Was that the name of the anime, Charmy? The one with Sunako. It's funny when the green, then you get the nose. Yeah, it's gonna be snot. Let's see. The title is A Human Anatomy Doll. Dexter is a high schooler that wanted to keep the name of his school secret, but also wanted the readers to know it's somewhere in Tagaytay. In our school, we have a human anatomy doll that kept in a glass box without a door. We called it Hannibal, and it's not allowed to be taken out. It says that when they still had face-to-face classes, a science teacher would use poster and PowerPoints to teach the body's different systems. They once asked the teacher why they would not use Hannibal instead to make the lessons more exciting and hands-on. He just answered us straight that the superior cling to Hannibal that whispers to students. What the heck? Surprised and completely curious about it, Dexter's class convinced the teacher to tell them the story. Almost a decade ago, Hannibal was often used as a teaching aid by many teachers. Said that though it did not have inherent creepiness to it, the teachers loved being able to hold the plastic organs and pass them around in class. Then came an incident one particular morning as the lab technicians were setting up. They were horrified to see Hannibal covered in blood and small patches of skin that appeared to be rats. Even the cabinet wherein Hannibal was kept was smeared in a foul stench of rodent blood. An investigation by the school determined the culprit to be a third-year high school student. When pressed for answers why he did it, Hannibal told him to get some skin because he was feeling cold. What the heck? Students were later taken out of school by her parents, and this should have been a one-off occurrence, Following school year, same incident happened with another student. This time, large fur skin of what belonged to student's pet rabbit was draped over Hannibal. His blood was smeared all over the doll's plastic intestines. New culprit gave the same excuse to Hannibal, whispering to him, even appearing in his dreams. They'll told him he was very, very cold, needed skin to make it feel warm. Now Hannibal is kept in a sealed glass case, is blessed yearly by a priest. The school decided to keep the allegedly haunted doll as it was still seen as an investment and asset by the science laboratory. Yeah, they couldn't throw it away because they paid money for it. No incidents related to the doll have appeared ever since. But I'll admit, sometimes when I stare at Hannibal's glass box, only one thing comes to mind. He looks like he's cold. Ooh, what is this one? Look at how creepy this one is. The scariest thing of all that you would see. Children. Alright. A well-known yet disturbing this one is very short. Well-known yet disturbing urban legend in the Philippines concerns the construction of the San Juanico Bridge, longest bridge in the country. It was believed that during its construction, the foundations of the bridge were found to be weak and the project was almost scrapped due to safety concerns. As a last-ditch effort, witch doctors and mystics were consulted on how the foundations could be made stronger. They proposed the use of blood of children mixed with the cement to harden the structure. It's reported that many street children went missing just around the same time and were presumably killed and drained of their blood for the project. Some sources even claim that the entire bodies were thrown in cement mixtures as per the recommendation of the witch doctors. These days, the story remains as it is, an urban legend. Did not stop it from evolving into even more disturbing levels. Some modern iterations say that the practice of using blood and bodies of street children lives on the present day. Many believers would tell how the rates of missing children kidnappings would increase in an area where a new building was undergoing construction. Some even say to build strong structures, 4 children would be offered for each of the main columns. Other evidence that points to the prevalence of these rituals, disembodied cries of children, and common ghost sightings in basement parking lots. On dark, dreary nights, one can often find the spirits of offered children standing eerily still while supporting the columns that their souls were bound to. Those who see the souls are advised to stay very far away from them, as these spirits are vengeful as they are tormented. Ooh, very creepy. Yeah, that is an old urban legend. Nobody can prove that it's true, but still, very, very creepy. Let's see, what is this? Ooh, look how creepy the image is. Look at this one. Look at that. What the heck is that creature? It's a human centipede. This one is called What the Storm Dragged In. There's gonna be an ad, so we're just gonna chill and look at the picture. Look at that. I'm getting creeped out because I hate horror. Let's just chill while there's ads at the moment. So, how are you? Which story did you like so far? Which one is your favorite? But yeah, I like the umbrella one. Just like Charmy. The blood mother thing is very creepy. The one where she needed to bathe in blood every year in her birthday. That was very, very creepy. But yeah, I love this page. They post every year one story per day for entire October. But now we're since there's only 5 stories yet because it's just 5 days since October. We're reading stories from 2021. Now we just chill, listen to the roar of the campfire as we wait for the ads to finish. Let me also drink my water. The Blood Mother reminds me of a real Bloody Mary story. Ooh. Is that what's the real Bloody Mary story? Does she also bathe in blood in order to live? All right, there we go. The ads has ended. Let us continue with the story. This is still the story that we're gonna want. Read what the storm dragged in. The aftermath of storms are always messy. Storms bring in mud, grime, and other strange things. Weird fish, foreign garbage, unidentifiable clouds. Samantha had seen them all. However, Samantha shares one experience wherein she was not at all prepared for what she saw. Back in the year 2009, the Philippines was struck by Tropical Storm Ondoy. Oh yeah, this was the intense storm that came to the Philippines. I was lucky. I was about to go out that day, but my laziness saved me. I was about to go to an event that was actually in an area that got intensely flooded. If I went there, I would have been on. It was on Doy. I would have went to in Marikina when Marikina went was submerged in the flood. So glad I didn't go. Strong winds won. Ooh. Oh, let's see. A real Bloody Mary story in Bulgaria, early 19th century. Duchess named Mary would be herself in blood of young women because she had mental illness. She believes she would. She believes she was dead, and she always so drinks blood. Oh. All right, let's continue. It brought an yeah, back in 2009 this film is I can't believe that it has already been a lot of years since Ondoy. It was 2009. The film was struck by tropical storm Ondoy. It brought in an obscene amount of rain with short amount of time, causing heavy floods everywhere. Samantha recalls being helpless that day. She was stuck on the second floor of her home, where she lived alone. The moment the rain started to come down, the ground floor was completely flooded in a matter of minutes. This was not the focus of Samantha's story. Samantha says that what was worse was the morning after when she had to clean up thick mud and dirt in her house, left behind by the flood. Everyone on the street was busy cleaning up when she heard a strange sound coming from her second floor bedroom. Climbing up to investigate, Samantha noticed that her window was ajar and promptly fixed it. Never really opened my window, so I was a bit confused by it and just forgot about it because I might have been just the locks getting old. Samantha went back to cleaning on the ground floor of her house. She heard the same sound again, but now deciding to deal with it after she had fully finished with mopping. It was then Samantha's elderly neighbor called her attention. She said it was good that I had found someone to help me clean. She was worried about she knew I lived alone. She even asked me if it was my sister or mother who was on the second floor. Ah, hearing this, Samantha quickly rushed up to her bedroom. Her initial thought was there was a thief had taken advantage of the chaos and broken in her home, but she found was no thief. My eyes widened because I saw my room was full of mud and there was a human footprints all around my walls and ceilings. I thought I was going crazy what I was seeing because it was impossible for a human to make those marks. Frozen in disbelief, Samantha said only saw made the tracks at the corner of her eyes. Described as something as large and pale with black hair. I had multiple legs walking on the walls. Was caught in a flash as it escaped through the door behind her and out through another window. In the end, Samantha humbly asked her neighbors to help her clean her home. Still, no one could explain the footprints in her room. Also, Samantha knows that storms really do bring in strange things. What the heck? There was a creature in her room. Good thing it didn't attack her. I like the comment. It was just her landlady asking for rent. And the others are angry. She just cleaned up and she needs to clean up again. I hate it. What the heck? Look at this picture of the next story. It's so creepy. Look. Look at that. It's called Counting Steps. Let's see. We've all felt certain unease or fear when climbing up the stairs at night. That feeling is something's just waiting in the shadows, ready to chase the moment we turn on the light off the light. In Mariel's case, she developed a habit to keep herself calm in fearless situation. My mom taught me not to run up the stairs whenever I feel afraid. She told me count my steps out loud. Mariel says often a very effective technique. She felt great maturity in being able to slowly climb up. It's said to be the earliest of Cotard. What's Cotard syndrome? Is it the Bloody Mary thing? Delusions from the lost organs, blood, or body parts. Ooh. So that's where the story originated. Let's see. One night, Marielle recalls she had to stay at her grandparents' house. Her grandparents had a very long and narrow staircase leading up to the upper floors. Mariella had counted numbered steps earlier in the morning, staggering 25 steps. Realize how creepy and narrow the staircase might have been. Mariella was 14 at the time, knew that she would be able to handle it. That night, around 9 p.m., Marielle finally had to climb the stairs to her room. Turned off the lights on the ground. The house immediately covered in darkness. Only light Marielle could see was the one at the top of the staircase. And calmly, Marielle started to go up the stairs, counting out loud as she did. The stairs were creaky and unstable. Wooden steps made Marielle's soles feel cold. Marielle kept the pose. She was already halfway. 11, 12. And at the moment she heard it, a dry, gargled voice came to the bottom of the stairs. What soft Marielle could hear it whisper, 1. Marielle looked back at the darkness, stepped behind her, and was silent still. The voice sounded again. 2, 3. Marielle began to run up the flight stairs. Her heart began racing behind her. The sound of wooden steps thumping and the voice getting louder, faster. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. As Marielle reached the top of the stairs, she made one quick look back, saw the creature chasing up the stairs, smiling and grasping at her. 18, 19, 20. Marielle locked herself in the room and yelled for help. Next thing she remembers, grandparents bursting through the doors, find her curled up in bed and scared stiff. Since then, I don't try to be brave. I just run up the stairs every night. What the heck? Hello, guys. How are you? Look at that. It's so creepy. I'm gonna send this to Chami Poi because Chami Poi's enemy is the stairs. How are you? How are you, Ace? Let's see the next one. Watching while on the road. All right. Why did you make a new account? Or you just renamed? This photo is not scary. This one is creepy. I don't like to see this guy. If that means that guy is still in the house if she just went up. Yeah, because you're using a different oh. This one is called Lolo or Grandpa. This probably just a ghost of the grandpa. Let's see. Say starts her story by describing the house where she grew up, the home of her grandmother. It is a large old house with many rooms that was built in the 90s. She also knows that people around the area refer to her place as the White House. In this house, she claims that strange things always happen whenever there's a new family member. Such was that happened when she was a baby. One of our nannies said that she once entered the room, found something rocking me in my hammock. It was intense, but there was no wind in the room. The air conditioning was turned off. We grabbed hold of the hammock to stop it from swinging. That made me wail. When she let go, the hammock continued to swing. She also recounts another story when her aunt and uncle would hear the sound of a ball bouncing in their toddler's room around midnight. If you saw that in the dark, you would laugh your ass off. It's accompanied with the sounds of jumping and laughter as it was someone was playing with their child. Many more strange things would happen in their White House. Doors would close on their own, fans, TV would turn on without even being plugged in. However, one encounter by Say's sister might have well determined who was haunting their home. One night, my sister came out of the room to use the toilet. She was surprised to see someone watching TV in the living room. It was a man there. Everyone know, but everyone would have been asleep by then. She said it looked like a lot like their grandfather who had already passed away. That's why she really finished going to the toilet and locked herself in her room. Says they had a home blast multiples, but to no effect. They would always be told the same thing that someone else lived in their house. Best not to disturb them, for they mean no harm. Mesa is common for spirits of doting grandparents not to want to leave their mortal plane. After all, it's only one's found to spend more time with their grandchildren. It's just the grandparents. Ping! Hello, hello. We're reading some spooky stories tonight. What is this? I also love to see how Milky Clear's art has improved throughout the years. Let's read this one. It's called the story before is called Lolo or grandfather. Now this is Lola, which is grandmother. What sticker you want to play and place Ace? Oh, I just remember I'm gonna put Sora for Yuri. This one is for Yuri. Let's put it down here. Move. Anyone? Let's see who isn't placed. Thought it would be random. Let's who has not been placed ever. Let's put the Pokemon trainer there. Where do you want to put? Up, down, left, right. I'll put it here for the meantime if you want. Just let me know. What did you get? Ooh, you got a jolly hot dog. Omega dance, but fast. Above Kuma. Where is Kuma? Oh, here. So, gonna be on the left. Whoop. Oh, I'll move him. Yeah, there we go. He gonna be peeking near Kuma. All right, let's continue the story. Steven's story begins in October of 2014. Says that 2 years prior, he and his friends started a yearly Halloween tradition of hiring a medium that would help them contact spirits of their dead relatives. He says that his entire group of friends, including himself, also had an interest in the occult. And though they did not necessarily believe in the powers of spirit mediums as that they would hire, they found it fun. To them, it was akin to the feeling of excitement others get when ghost hunting. This particular Halloween, they contacted a spirit medium they found on Facebook. They were drawn to her since she would even dress apart by wearing different burloloys and agimats. They said that it really fit their aesthetic. Stephen was also enthusiastic. It would be the first time he would actually be able to ask a spirit to talk to him as his grandmother has just died. Seance was held in his friend's home. The spirit medium started their seance by lighting a candle and asking each member to put their hands at the table and form a circle by touching their pinkies and thumbs. And then, just like that, they began. One by one, his friends began contacting their deceased relatives, and each time they did, the spirit medium would lower her head, speak in a different voice, and one that would match the voice of their relative. Steve and her friends that time were really amazed in performance that the spirit medium was giving. Best actress. Then came Steven's turn. He excitedly asked contact spirit of the Lola Macy. As they chanted, the candle on the table starts to flicker, and the spirit's medium's head drooped low. A strange, raspy voice began to come up with her unmoving mouth and chilled the room. Stephen was surprised at how well the medium could imitate the old woman's voice and how, of a coincidence, really sounded like a grandmother. And so I began. I asked Lola Macy, "Can you hear me, Stephen?" Voice emanating from the spirit medium began to answer Stephen's call. Stephen recalls talking to his Lola about how it was in the afterlife, which the voice ecstatically answered. The voice even started to ask Stephen back about how his family was doing. Everything was going well until one particular question the voice asked. When we were about to finish, she suddenly asked, "I miss all of you there. Is it possible to invite me to come home with you?" Stephen says chill went down their spines. They had never experienced a medium say those lines before. Was as Stephen described, it's not their usual script. Thinking it was just some odd way to end the session. Stephen winkingly smiled and said yes to Lola's spirit. And that's when my friends and I all saw it. There was a spirit sitting behind the medium. It was just a flash, but it would say it was through unruly hair and smile. I all screamed and turned on the lights. That's when it also dawned on me I was really speaking to a spirit. It wasn't my Lola. And I allowed it into my home. Yeah, what the heck? You let it in. Steven says all of his friends were shaken and I never tried contacting spirits again. Time to time, Steven would hear movement in his home and sound of his Lola calling out. Oh, he let a ghost enter. He got tricked. It was pretending to be his grandmother, but it wasn't. And he said yes. What the heck? Look at this next one. It's a bug with a man's head. Let's see. Have you ever forgotten to take out the frozen meat from the freezer, which your mother asked you to do? Maybe you forgot to turn off the stove that one time you were cooking. Or perhaps you forgot something simple like the date of your anniversary, or perhaps even the name of the person you have just met. If so, you may be a victim of an entity known as the Limot. Elders describe the Limot as a small mischievous being closely related to the Duende or the Nuno. It's often described as a tiny old man with insectile appendages and features. Unlike the Duende or Nuno, however, Limot actively seek humans and cling to them like parasites. They feed on thoughts and prefer information that is important or may cause troubles when forgotten. The Limot also takes great pleasure in the misfortune that it causes whenever someone forgets. The Limot are most active in the night when their host is asleep and also feeds on dreams. Older generations would use this explanation why some dreams are immediately forgotten the moment one wakes up, regardless of how detailed they may have been. It is said that Limot can bind to a host for life and become even stronger as the host grows older, feeding on thoughts until the host forgets even their own name. Though they are often invisible to the eye, one can tell if they're being terrorized by a Limot, as they are not only cause to forget, but also cause pains on the shoulders and neck. To get rid of the parasite, I'll just recommend throwing salt over one shoulder moment one forgets something important. Fortunately, my report state victims Limot would not unable to do this simple ritual as they would often forget. What? Oh, that that was a quick one. It's like a little information about an entity, Alimot. Oh, look at this one. The next story. It's hair. The ghost in the break room. When he was younger, my father used to work for PLDT. Specifically, he worked at the Spania branch. Said that he and co-workers had experienced multiple hauntings, such as hearing the sounds of rubber ball bouncing the hallways late at night, shadows that would ride the elevators, and the sound of women sobbing would echo all throughout the office. These occurrences are all too common among the workers. One of his workdays, the father recalls taking a nap in the employees' lounge sometime after midnight. As he was sleeping, he heard thuds on the walls that would wake him up slightly. As soon as he went back to sleep, then he heard a voice shouting "Hoy!" and waking him up again. Drowsily inspecting the room, he found no one else inside. As he tried to go back to sleep, he then felt something tug on his leg. He was promptly ignored. My father says it final straw when he woke up sight of a shadowy woman with her hands around his neck, choking him. He recalls the woman had long wavy hair, and her face and features were hidden in the darkness of the room. He managed to struggle free and watched as the woman fled out of the room. Father gave chase, and as he opened the door, turned the corner, found no woman but his co-workers staring at him. At this point, my father was panting, wide-eyed, which his coworkers took notice of. What surprised my father was the most what his coworkers said next. Instead of showing concern, they simply said, "Oh, ano, sinakal ka, no?" Or, "What, you got choked, didn't you?" For laughing about it. My father later elaborates that these intense ghost encounters PLDT branch are so common because the building stands on what used to be Lexal Laboratories morgue. What the heck? It's just normal to them that, what the heck? I like the comments. Just say harder, mommy, and it will stop. What the heck? What the? Let's see. This next one. Oh, this one has a chopped up head. Look at that. Creepy. This one is called Curse. Sir, I believe that I killed my classmate back in grade 5. What? These were opening statements Clara had as shared her story. Clara recalls that back in grade 5, she was bullied quite heavily by her classmate named Nora. Nora, as Clara described her, was a stereotypic large bodied bully. I couldn't fight back because I was not only was she large, she also had a lot of friends who were also mean. Claire claims that her bullies who call her names, throw rocks at her, put trash in her bag, cut her hair, stick gum in her clothes, and much more. To her, teachers would often scold Nora and her friends. Nora never seemed to stop harassing her on a daily basis. Claire says that she developed a coping mechanism by channeling her anger on her dolls at home. One Barbie doll in particular was her favorite to take her anger out upon. She named this doll Nora. She would twist its limbs, fling it to the wall, stab its chest with barbecue sticks, even have her dog use it as a chuto. What the heck? She made it a voodoo doll. By far, her favorite thing to do with the doll is rip off its head off and keep it decapitated for days. She helped her relieve her stress, thinking that doll was suffering. As with how Nora bullied her on a daily basis. She would also torture Nora doll on a daily basis as well. One particular event, however, Clara had come home with bruises after Nora had tripped her down the stairs. Thankfully, she was already near the bottom of the stairs, rolled only a few steps. Finally, Nora was suspended from school indefinitely. Clara, on the other hand, she was given homeschooling for the rest of the year to help her recover. During this time, Clara would constantly release her stress, tormenting her Nora doll, and sometimes she did nothing but just that the whole day, until one day something strange had happened. When I remembered all the things she did to me, I couldn't help but forcefully pull off the Barbie's head. This time it felt different. It was as if I pulled off some flesh. Clara inspected the doll, found nothing wrong with it, could not deny the sensation that she felt. She said even sound was different. She even heard bones rattling and breaking. She went back to school the following year. Nora was no longer enrolled. She heard the news that Nora was killed in a vehicular accident the year before. The impact inexplicably decapitated her. In reality, I know it was probably just coincidence, but a part of me still believes that I was the one who caused that. Clara says that she sometimes sees Nora's headless body carrying her decapitated head, following her around her home. The head speaks in an unintelligible but angry manner. She fears that it's the angered soul of Nora trying to take her to the underworld with her. What the heck? It is like a voodoo doll. This one would be our last story for the day because yeah, we are gonna stream on the other side at 12, so give me an ample time to debrief because this is spooky. We're gonna turn from spooky to spicy later. All right, this one is called A Call Center Story. Jomar works a graveyard shift as a janitor maintenance staff for a call center in Makati. Says that spirits and ghost encounters constantly plague his workplace. Spooky occurrences such as flickering lights, self-opening doors. Ah, Valen! Welcome, Raiders. We're actually reading our last story for tonight. But how are you, Valen? Hope you had a fun stream today. Hello, Aika. How are you? We're just having a short stream today because we are going to stream the spicy side. Me good. I'm glad to hear. And hello, Pink Fluffy Rainbow Rambo. Thank you for the follow. And hello, Jacotech. Thank you for the follow as well. Thank you for joining the raid. Yeah, we're reading some horror. This one is our last horror story for the day. It's about call centers. Yeah. Jomar works shift as a janitor maintenance staff for a call center in Makati. Says the spirits and ghost encounters constantly plague his workplace. Spooky occurrences such as flickering lights, self-opening doors, and sound of walking in the corridors. And of course, the classic Junjun ghosts are rampant in. Yeah, that's what we call the ghost whenever it's in an office. I don't know why. Everyone calls the ghost Junjun. That's what we also called the office ghost in our past job. The ghost that prints random things on the printer. Oh, three stream streak. Congratulations. The call center agents here often get haunted. It was just a hassle whenever something spooky happens. They always call me. They don't know what that I'm afraid to. German shares that one night in April 2017, he heard a group of call centers agents scream. Many people quickly rush to the scene, see all the lights in the hallway flickering and a panel on the ceiling on the floor. One scream claims she saw a foot push through the panel, followed by a sound of scampering in the ceilings. The senior member told them it was probably a rat and they should get back to work. On the other hand, Jomar was shaking and thought he needed to be the one to fix the ceiling and lights as well. As everyone went back to work, the lights luckily stopped flickering. Jomar started sweeping up the debris and dust that had fallen in the incident. Afterwards, he grabbed a ladder along the ceiling panel and started to climb up and reinstall it. I heard that because even if it was a rat, I didn't want it suddenly jumping up on me. But Jomar appeared in the darkness. He saw what looked like a ragged man staring down at him and smiled. What the heck? He saw a man looking at him. Its eyes were dark, the face all dried out and covered in dust. I screamed and jumped off the ladder and then ran. Entire office panicked because of me. Jomar said that everyone in the area was evacuated as security was called. Inspected the ceiling but found no rats, no signs of a man that Jomar described. They did, however, find some food wrappers and old Tupperware so employees were able to identify from lunches they had lost months ago. After extensive internal investigation, Jomar said management still blamed rats living. Oh, so it could be a man that was living in the ceiling. There was a actual. If they found lunch packages, it might have been a man that was living up in the ceiling, not a ghost or anything. All right, thank you for dropping by, Valen. Thank you for the raid, and thank you, Aika. Thank you. But yeah, if the janitor saw a creepy man, it might have been a real person that was just staying there, stealing lunches, and not anything else that is scary. All right, let's watch some daily dose of the internet just to debrief from all the ghost stories that we watched. What haven't we watched yet? Oh no. Go buy to your car. Why did you park there? Good thing it didn't get lost. No? Look at that. So they're dumb. Yeah, they deserve to lose their car if they park there. Is he saying he's immune to? Oh, but that's a poor dog. No eyes. That's scary. Though. That's some skill. If you fail, you crash into everything. Oh, I wonder. Does anybody own a cat? Is this real? Oh, look at that. Look at how happy the cat is. He just took the butter. This is mine now. No, doggo, that's bad for your health. I want a cat. My boy looks so sad when I do. Oh, oh, look at that cat. But that doll on the side is creepy though. It's Master Splinter. The dedication of this guy. Yeah, don't come close to it. Oh no. Oh no. Oh my god, it's attacking. That's so scary though. You could have died. You could have died there. Just two pieces. The dog got angry. It's just two pieces. I own a cat in my boy. Look. Oh, you already said. Oh, he put super glue. How could he? Is that a bee? The bee was just maintaining its position. Oh, didn't we watch this as one of the spooky videos? Oh, is it gonna do something? Ooh, wouldn't she imbalance the play? Wee, wee. Oh, puppy! I'm gonna get some water while we watch more. Really? Oh, I thought because the goose would attack him. Oh, that's so sweet. His car is a trampoline. The police delivered the meal. Ah, no! The child was. The child didn't let go. Which one? Getting pulled by the giraffe? Yeah, why is that plane like Mega? Why is that plane Megamind? Yeah, shout out to the police for doing that. Megamind plane. Ooh. Ooh. You can squeeze turkeys. Aren't those for kids? What the heck? But it stained anything, everything else. What tree is this? Jasmine, hello, hello. I don't want to be that old. Ooh, that's me when my pants are off. What? I mean, what? Ooh. Got to admit. Does that moose have no antlers? That's not when Koy shows his cat. Though. And it's spinning the peanut butter. Well, in later spicy stream, you might get to see a hot dog. They brought a cat. It is an egg. Spicy stream after this one. We're just chilling. We're waiting for Lucero to arrive. Then we're gonna rest a bit. Then we're gonna start there. What? The dog is like freedom. A service horse. I love that the referee was in on it. What the heck is that? Are those birds or it's a birdemic? Take for care package. Oh, those ants are smart. Oh, let me get my sandwich. Wow, the pig survived that bear attack. Why is she laughing? She got caught. Oh, the dog was stealing the prize. Ooh, that's cool. Ooh, what plant is that? Im- Imagine doing that on stream. Live streaming gets stuck in a dog cage. Oh no, his head is so red. Why is bro lock himself? Yeah. How are you, Quacky? Ooh, a shiny Seawaddle. Nice. Hello, Seth. How are you? How are you? We're just chilling now after reading some spooky stories. Is that a moose? That small dog is brave. What the heck? The heck that laugh? Hello, Mitchell. How are you? Wait, was that true? It's not. Hello, Ryven. Is that a real spider? Ooh. It looks cool, but still spider. Look at the piggy. Why is it barking? I got it. Elephant spider once sporting died because of the. Oh. Oh, did he? What spider was it? Is it a tarantula? Oh, he hit. I like that the dog look at the camera like, can you believe this? An athletic, you should see me. Oh no! What the heck? There was an avalanche. Well, hello, Mamako. This beanpole. What a backhanded compliment. Hello, Waraman Z. How are you? That's me and my cat. What day is it for you? It's already Sunday now. How are you doing? You're doing great. I'm glad. I'm glad to see you. We're just chilling. We were reading some spooky stories earlier, but now we're just chilling. And later we will go to the spicy site to play a visual novel. We're just waiting and chilling here for the meantime. Ooh, skiing in sand. He already gave up. Sand plus snow. Yeah, that looks like a nice. But look at that. It's like VTubers. There's ears on the. There's human ears than regular cat ears. What the heck is happening to his? His muscles are rippling. I love that. I don't know. I just got here. What a good way to dodge that. I just got here. That was that's cute. Ah, it's a robot dog. That looks so dystopian though. There's a robot dog doing announcements. Ah, that dog is cute. Whoa. What the heck is that screen? The thing that I'm thinking about that screen is the cost of electricity to power that thing. Ah, Vasago, hello, hello. How are you? Hope you're doing good today. Look at them. Is that a Gru or a minion blanket? Ooh. We gotta do it, brother. Wait, the cameraman is just holding. Does he have his own parachute though? That's. Oh, he has. But still, that's crazy. Oh, hell no. The sensors. Whoop. Hello, Cole. How are you? How are you? What did he find? It's a turtle. I like that he showed it to the camera and Lee. Just a little turtle. Ah. She gotta eat your face. It didn't show up. Oh, is that dolphin? Ooh. That is the weird toy that poops, right? Nah, and don't get angry that his food is small. Ah, raccoons. What the heck? Was that lightning? His thumbprint is a heart. Ooh. But she ruined everything still. That will ruin my day for falling on concrete. Oh, that's cute. Ooh, the cat tried to ambush. He fell. Ooh, I have no idea how I could grab the vacuum out of my office. He became the vacuum. Oh, the teacher is so cool. Oh, it's a thick plant indeed. What the heck is that? What the hell? When we getting the spice stream, it would be after this stream. Whose muscle was that? That's crazy. You can hit the building itself. Oh, this is the ones that the turtles hate the black shoes, right? Trying to rob a car with a person in it. Aww! Look at that bunny. That's so cute. What's that bear doing? Is it taking the bird feed? Oh, hear the garbage trucks just honk their horn so loud. That sounded like an ice cream truck. The look. Why did he let the snake bite him though? Oh, the snake has no teeth. That's cool, but I get what the heck? What the heck is she doing? She's holding a selfie stick with it. She doesn't want to answer. She just answered to no. I love that. Can we can we start over? No. I love that. Ooh, there can be dust devils in Mars. Did you see Shaq is in Fortnite? I did hear that he's coming to Fortnite, but I'm not surprised anymore. They got everyone in Fortnite now. No, the seal took his seat. Oh no! Fell down. The seal wanted to make out, but he ran away. What's the hummingbird mating dance? Oh, look at that. Supersonic. That's a cool cool mating dance. That's strong winds. She should have opened the windows those so that she can. Oh, what a stunt though! That could have ended badly. Wow! Oh no! Good thing she caught the dog. Oh my god! That failed. The car was the one that. Ooh. Nature is amazing that way. The animals have their specialties. The car is gonna be way too expensive. Oh, I love these stop motion ones like this. What the heck? Yeah, that's crazy. That's what I'm thankful, even though there might be tropical storms in the Philippines here and it might flood sometimes. We don't get the hurricane, the tornado ones because that's scary. Oh no, the dog has been let loose. That is a major incident. Whoever owns that dog is gonna pay a lot of fines. Oh, how thin is their floor that you can go through it? That is cool. I remember there was yeah, the more windows that you have. Yeah, I remember about that. Learning about that. You used to get cyclones. What? What happening to the car? Why is it doing that? Why is their car farting? Also, the house were built on stilts because of monsoon season and flooding. Yeah, here. Good thing our area now isn't flooding anymore. But yeah, it's always a hassle when your house gets flooded. Oh, that's cool. Half is night and half is day. The dog is just chilling. Oh, is there a bear? The bear is attacking. Literal meaning of hang around and wait. How fast is a scooter? It's faster than the police cars. Oh no. Oh no! What the dog? The dog has teeth. Oh, when you bounce that, that's gonna boom. That's why you don't overinflate basketballs. Ooh. What? That fox thinking that it's their dog brings in the news. Lightning looks cool though, but if you get hit by it, it's no longer cool. Oh, what if that gets released though? You'll get yeeted. What? How is he still okay though? Oh, the cheetah is planning to pounce on you. Is it absorb or is it freezing? Oh, he broke it with his ass. The parents pretending not to. Ah! Ah! Thank you, Shock. The hearts. Thank you for love. Thank you for subscribing. How are you, Shock? Oh, you ruined the road though. What are you doing? That needs to be done again. That's taxpayers' money. No, you should have not done that. Oh, the cat is trapped in the bubble prison now. Yeah, isn't the Big Ben is just the bell inside? Oh, I remember hearing about this. Did it already come out? I think it was on a Kickstarter. Ooh, that's cool though. But it's so temporary because it's gonna move and melt. Boom! Aww. Oh, he's so happy that he can finally hug again. What the heck? That's so good thing it has protection though. Yeah. Ooh, that's what you get for not looking at it. Whoa. Why do I feel that there's gonna be a crocodile or alligator here? Oh, what was that? Oh, he fell down. Oh my god. Make sure you rest well. Look at that seal. The side eye. Oh, that's how they die. That's a lot of ships. That's every day. Ah, kiss. That's cute. Ooh, that's cool. Nature is amazing. And also scary at the same. Oh! It broke the pots. Well, I would do that too. That dog suddenly comes out. What is that? Maybe they're not allowed to be there on that stage. What the? How do you take a kiss back? Oh, that is cool. But that's probably very expensive to do, right? What is this? An ad for Paramount Plus? Oh, his brain is exploding. Oh, really? Whoa. It was in Sydney. Ooh. And some people can't even drive. This one is racing while using feet. Oh, really? That's cute. Big fish wants a hug. Oh no! It's gonna kill you. Oh, that's guy. Miss Vanamilla. Oh, he's gonna break your bones. That's what you get for getting too close. We're doing fine. We read some spooky stories and now we're just chilling. Is that really gonna get cleaned by that? Oh no, there's a lot of kittens. Get attacked. by all the cuteness. All the kittens. Wow, his thumbs are strong. What is this NVIDIA AI? He just took the CCTV and used it as a. Oh, that guy's not amused. Ooh, ooh. That's how you break your neck. Ooh. Oh, it broke the glass. Oh, good luck to your crotch. Ooh. Oh, you're lucky it wasn't your crotch. This looks painful. It's etching it on your skin. Ooh. Aw. My problem would be, what would I do with this? Oh! Oh no! What the heck is that? It's like that creature from, what's that movie name? Ooh, what is this? Is it a frozen lake? That is cool. Oh, there's more. Ooh. Did the cloud breaker something? Yeah, it's cool. The dog is probably disoriented by the sound waves of the. Ah! It has a name for the phenomena. Ooh. Yeah, answered the. Imagine getting late and still answering question. Oh, is this how it starts? Ooh, that's a big wave. And that grew larger. It has a lot of things now. Yep. They added a lot to the coastline. Virga is not what it's called. Ooh. That looks scary though if you're seeing it near you. Are you serious about the what, Mitchell? What? What's this cat doing? Oh, why are you driving on ice? That you know you. Thank you for the headpads. Where's the plastic? How did they see it from far away though? Oh, look at that. Me when I wake up. The turkeys are gossiping. They're just spilling the tea. Oh, what? Want to be part of the gossip? Melting, freezing, and boiling at the same time. What the heck is this? How does that happen though? Where where does this happen naturally? That's chemistry for you. I wonder if that occurs naturally and where. That's probably hot sand. Why would you touch it? Why would you want to touch it? Aw, dog massage. The therapy dog. Uh, Look at that cat. Go. Look at that cat. Ay ay. Ooh. Is that the like King Julian? Does he like to move it, move it? Hello? No! No! I hate the Kuma Blast. This is slowly coming to me and I can see it. Bavardage. Oh, look at that cat. It's so fat. What he needs to use foundation to build it. Imagine doing that. It takes so long that it melts. But that's cool when it finished. Now that's a piece of a yeah. What? Imagine that closing down when somebody's walking the. That's now a great invention needed in India. Probably in the Philippines too, but people don't use pedestrian crossing. They just cross the road. Oh, sharks has the least. Tigers 50. Bees kill more than sharks. Scorpions kill more. What's the cheche flies? Wait, dogs kill a lot? Terrorism. Snakes kill a lot. AIDS kill. Road accidents kill 1.2. Cancer kills 9 million. 17 cardiovascular disease. So, the sharks are not dangerous. You probably just fucked around and found out that's why you died to a shark. Master Uguay, is that you? Whoa! Brave squirrel. What is this? Looks like it's gonna crash. Is it gonna crash? Oh no, it's not. That's a crazy stunt. Wrong move and you die. Aw, doggo. I love dogs. Especially whenever they're sweet like that. Aw. Look at the llama. Where is he going? What? Jupiter just zoom in 9 hours. What is the? Aw, that's sweet. They don't know what to do. They're just excited. Why would you though? That's dangerous. Those videos are yeah. I love stop motion. It's so nice to watch, but the amount of effort to make those is extreme. Ooh, they just go out of their eggs and they live out there now. Oh, monkey. Are they playing red light, green light? One keeps blinking. The other's the. Those are good boys, though. Oh no. Oh no, it went closer. That is so scary. The gorilla can fuck them up. Oh, the puppy is tired. Oh no. Oh, good thing they found it. At least the horse was able to walk again. What? What? It can happen to horse, it can happen to girls. What's chasing them? Ooh. Oh, they're running because the wave is coming. Oh, I want that. But with mostly Twix. If that was a box of. Yeah, well, yeah. I would love that a lot too. Is that a stick insect? Wait, those insects have wings? I didn't know that. Oh, ooh. Are kangaroos that like aggressive, Yuri? I was 2 years old that I knew that. Yeah. Go away. We're chilling here. I love this stop motion videos like this. A spiral candle. Oh, the pupils change. Uh oh, there was still somebody in there trying to escape. You're just ruining your car more, though. You ruined your car with that. Whoever this one is crazy. Was like, let me ride even with half my. Oh, the fish tried to jump. Frogfish? Ooh, was that fish eaten whole? Whoa! I thought it looked slow, but it's very fast. Ah, I'm getting dizzy. Stop spinning. Giant jumper. How many? If you fail, you'll get wrapped around the. What is that dog planning to attack? Would it? I thought it would destroy us. The supernova would appear in our skies. That's cute. Ah, I don't know. They're just pretending to know. Just simulating possible. What is the? Oh, your bike can be used in the water now. Which you one went into the future. Oh, it wasn't actually a drone. One wrong move though, you die. This is Iceland? It looks peaceful. What the heck? What bird is this? That's an annoying thing that the parrot can pick up. A crying baby of all the. What the heck? Good thing the dogs are well behaved or they will fall. That's dangerous. The guilty one went away immediately. Ooh! Good thing that dog is friendly or else. No, you're the best, Mitchell. Whoa. Look at that. Massage time. And then the dog is liking it. And now you ruined it by opening it. What do you mean flat head? What do you mean? Is it flat? It's just the ears, the position of the ears. No, when you're able to experiment some. Look at that. Just a whale chilling out. I couldn't do this. Just walk in the mountains and stay on that. So what? I would probably fall because I'm scared of height. You're gonna jump into Silent Hill. What if you hit the wall though? Banana. Oh, he's at an age that he still appreciates anything. Some are spoiled that they don't like it. Banana. Oh, what the heck? Are you going to play the Silent Hill remake? I probably won't because one, I don't like horror because I'm too scared of playing them, and two, it's too expensive to justify me buying it. Yeah, that's a rat. That guy is brave. Good thing is he isn't harmed. Ah, did it bring a little toy? But don't they sting though? Why would you want to be near them? Oh, yeah, eagle's protecting its food. Why don't it just fly away with it? These guys are crazy. Aw, that's cute. Oh, but that's dangerous. If he goes too fast, he's gonna run over his dog. What's happening? Is he trying to come back up, but he couldn't? Banana. Ah. But I bet the air is thin in that area. That's cool. Ah, it has a new friend. It has a new friend. Like, please, please, please. Oh, goodbye, bus. Ooh, good thing nobody's in there anymore. That's crazy. The nature is really scary. Ah, ooh, that kid is drowning. Oh, good thing the bus driver was paying attention, or that kid would have been. What color would it be? Ooh, it's pretty. That's a lot of people. What is this? Why is there a hole? Is it a dam? Where would you go if you fall in there? Is it a treatment facility for water? Ooh, it took the fly. Ah, look at that. Master Oogway. What? Oh, good thing it survived. But it's panicking. Where is mother? Did its mother die? Or did it fall when the mother was running? The poor kangaroo. Yeah, I heard it a lot. Didn't it take a lot of time before it was put out already? And it destroyed a lot. Was it 2019? What year was that? I remember hearing it. Oh no, I did you do that? The cat is slipping on the Our prime minister was on holiday. Did it, what the heck? That's cool. Nope, I won't. It is beautiful, but I won't walk to through all the all the effort. Ooh, is it like a storm? Ah, hello, Gray. How are you, Gray? Ah, look at that cat. It's wide awake. Kitty, really tired. Make sure you get the rest, okay, Gray? Oh, that would have been scary if it crashed. Look at the dog. Why do you have a raccoon drinking from your mug? What the heck? If somebody stops, it's gonna crash. How do you survive? How do you slow down? Yeah, why would she? Why would she be happy? Because you're using it for just nonsense. Ah. Why does it have burnt rocks on top of it? Look, they're kissing. That's what you do with the homies to fight for dominance. Wanna fight for dominance with me? Oh, penguins. Oh, it destroyed. Nah, you do it. Oh, look at that. Chillin' dragon. Is this a bearded dragon or not? Stitch! It's Stitch. Oh no, is it stuck now? Oh, it's stuck. Oh, there. The poor bird was stuck. The bird is probably very thankful. It got stuck. Ah! The bird took it. Oh, why did you put foil? Oh! It disintegrated. I wish I had a handwriting like that. That looks cool though. Would you live here? Isolated in the snow. Where was this in the film? Is this the Mayon eruption? It looks cool, but it's very dangerous. Ah, what did she burn? What happened to the? Is this a kid or a? Uh, cute. Dinosaur. Ah, the cat is just tired. Oh, I didn't even see the stuck one. I only see the other sea turtle. Wants to solve it too. That's a lot of dolphins. I swear I'm looking at the dolphins. What the heck? Yeah, I heard that dolphins are. Why do you build your things in the train line though? It's so dangerous. Look at how happy that cow is. Ah, pretty eyes. It's soft. It's slushy water. Uh, it's Garfield. Oh, uh, uh, it's literally Garfield. uh, go cat, go. There we go. Aw, look at that. How cute. Looks like a Disney character. What the heck? Is there no cartilage in their nose? Oh, you told it then. The cat's gonna get a donut. Uh, Go inside. What? The cat says hello? That's cool though. You get to see how your packages are delivered. Oh, a storm in the seas. Yeah, that's why I'm scared of cruises. I don't think I would survive being stuck in a can in the middle of the ocean. But is that legal though? You live in a plane in the woods. Well, if not nobody reports you, you probably can. What? Oh, look at that dog. Ah, cute duck. It's Bongo Duck. Oh, that's scary. You might hit the mountain. Ooh, you love duck? Yeah, ducks are cool. Except when they chase you. Well, I guess those are goose. The geese are the asshole ones. But imagine coming across this when you're in the beach, right? Just a group of fish trying to get near you. People can't believe that he can speak. Why does the cat show its tongue? Why do you have this in your house? Why do you have a giant organ? The guy just wanted it and he got it. Man has priorities. Oh, look at that. Cute. No phones. Oh, it's taking the phone. It's taking the phone. The elephant said, "No pictures." Oh, timber. Pop- Those are curse words. Hello, Static. How are you? How are you? Welcome, welcome. We're just chilling. We earlier we were reading some spooky stories. Now we're just chilling a little bit. We're watching compilations of Daily Dose just to chill. No, that's a cool cool kid learning how to snowboard. Oh, it's eating dog food straight from the pack. Ah, I like that it when it got caught, it went out. Oh, still wanted to get the food. Okay, that's cute. That's a nice sunset. Beautiful. Oh, look at that doggo. so the dog is not scared of the vacuum. Oh, oh yeah, the it's the Taal volcano. But recently that volcano has been active a lot. Oh no. It looks so cute, but it's in trouble. It got stuck in two things. Is there really a string? Oh no. Oh, good luck. Ooh. I'm more scared about the equipment. What? Why is this cat meowing like that? Congratulations. It looks funny though. What is this, that random animation? Espresso. Americano is with hot water. With steamed milk and foam, it's latte. More foam's cappuccino. Macchiato is espresso and foam. Chocolate espresso, steamed milk, and whipped cream is mocha. Ooh. I didn't know about that. Don't waste wine. What the heck? What? What a spoiled squirrel. I like that it just visits. There's a squirrel like this at my grandmother's house. Do you feed it? That's the sun? At first, I thought it was cooking caramel or something. That's the sun. We used to feed it. My cousin could name it baby. Aw. Ooh. Does it change color when the light is being pointed at it? Octopus is so cute. I like that the people just went. Yeah, that's annoying. Oh, it resets when you honk your horn. Honk more, wait more. Deserve. They will be stuck there forever. Yeah, it's like, why would it suddenly become faster if you honk your horn? You're just annoying all people. Ah, it's the coat one. It's the cloak one, I think. Ooh, it's a deer hit and run. Ah, took off my cloak. That deer didn't even flinch and just ran away. Ah, why did you take off my pants? There's proof that my pants are off. What is this video? Ah, that's a cute baby elephant. Ah, is it? Ah, my hot dog. Why are you showing my hot dog? But yeah, that's the end of that video, and I think that is the end of our stream as well for now. If you want to see my hot dog, well, you can get to see more. We're going to the other side in around 20 minutes. See you there if you want to. If you want to know how to get there, just follow my socials. You might probably see it over there. But yeah, that is it for today. We're heading over to the spicy site to play some full service. Let me see. Let us go visit Kayan. Currently playing some Labyrinthine. Alright, alright. Thank you for dropping by, Static. And thank you everyone who is here. Tomorrow we watch a Filipino movie, a Filipino horror movie. While we draw some more art. So yeah. Thank you for joining me today, and See you at the Spicy site in around 20 minutes for some full service if you want to see that. All right, all right. See you, everyone. Use this raid message if you want. And yeah, until next time, bye bye.